Bricks and clacks, building blocks, let's begin. Stacks on stacks, with beards we always win. In a world of plastic, our minds spin. Brick by brick, where do we dive in? Brickin' with the beard, we never stop. Talking pieces, colors going over the top. Custom sets, landscapes, got a shop. Tunes drop, make the hobby pop. From vintage sets to modern themes, minifig dreams with studs and seams. Castle walls, spaceship beams. Listen close, hear the gear screams. Connecting fans, yo, that's the plan. Building bonds piece by piece, man. Every episode more than just sand. Confidence grand, bricks in hand.
What is up, everybody? What is going on this week? We have a new special guest, Mr. Blackwell himself. He is in the house.
What's up, guys? Glad to be here.
How you been?
Pretty good, man. Staying busy. How about you?
I've been let known by my wife and a coworker that I have right at technically, 9 days before I have to have Baston complete.
Oh, dang.
So you're going to start tonight?
I think I'm going to wait till next Saturday. I'm going to build it there at the convention.
Hey, that's what some people be doing.
Oh, I know. Believe me. Dude, that's one of the things that me and you can always talk about. Like tonight, we've both been at the last couple of brick fairs in Virginia. And what I was about to say, since you said that, I think last year, maybe not last year, the year before that, they had like a huge like a farm set up with like an alien UFO picking up something, and they literally built the entire thing while they were there.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that, but I know the mock you're talking about.
Yeah, like they started on Wednesday, and they kept like, because the whole thing is full of like vegetation and flowers, and they literally just started like putting it all together while they were there. And I was like, man, I would never do that.
Yeah, there's one guy in Empire Lug, and he was kind of notable for not even starting his mock until the convention was about to start, and he'd crunch it all out and have it done by the time public hour was starting. But he almost the entire time in the like few private days, and I was just like, I can't do that.
We do already have
late. We got a bunch of people in the house already.
I was about to say, we got Mr. Papa Trip. This weird guy named George Hicks says, "What's up, guys?" Yes, we are definitely talking about Spaceballs tonight. Mr. Rob Claxton says, "What's up, everyone?" He said, "Wonder where Drew Dog has been at." Drew took a sabbatical. He is going through a lot of things with marriage and everything else, moving, so he took a break. David C. Krause says, "Hey, what is up, all?" Mr. Mod T-Rex says, "Yo, what is up? How's everybody doing?" But yeah, there was a guy last year that I want to say we both know who he is, and you probably are going to like know immediately and say his name. But he like went to the bulk tables and started buying parts to build his mock while he was there.
I actually did not recall that.
I'm pretty sure we both know who it is, but I cannot think of his name to save my life. He like brought part of his mock and realized that he forgot to build something. So like went to the bulk tables with his like buddies, and they literally picked out like pieces to build while they were there.
That's crazy. I kind of did something similar with the Atlanta BrickCon a few weeks ago. I built my Felucia mock, and when I got there, I meant to bring some parts with me to touch up a spot or two, and forgot all those parts. Luckily, the Lego store right across the street from the convention, so we went over there and I bought like 2 pick-a-brick boxes and was able to pick up what I needed.
I never had that kind of luck, man. If I went to like, I've never been anywhere and been like, oh, let me get these pieces to help build what I need. It'll never work. What I need is never there. What are you? So you're bringing pretty much everything you had at the Charlotte show to the Winston-Salem show?
No, I'm not bringing anything. It's just myself.
Oh, that's right. You said that.
I'm just helping with like public hours and setting up and taking down the It's a Block Parties booth.
So you'll be the hype man for the week.
Yeah, I'm just. I gotta hold the anchor down for him.
I'm hoping that it's a really good show. From what I've seen, there's been a lot of ticket sales.
I haven't asked Grayson how well it's been doing on that. I've just been seeing all the ads, so I can only assume.
Well, so around here, there's no Lego store. There used to be a massive Toys R Us in the city,
Mhm.
and it's been gone for years now. And since then, there's not really a toy store. I mean, if
Not
we
even
want Lego,
or something.
what?
Not even a Bricks and minifigs or secondhand store.
There was one that opened up. There's no secondhand store. There was a Bricks and Minifigs. The closest one that's opened up to us is like 20 minutes away, and it just opened up 3 weekends ago.
Hmm.
There
There's
is
one that's Richard. There's one that's going to open up where the Toys R Us used to be too.
Yeah, but I mean, they've been talking about that opening up for 5 months now.
Well, it's Bricks and minifigs. They don't do anything in a hurry.
But yeah, when they build that one, I'm kind of interested to know what it'll be like. I'm really weird, but I'm gonna say I'm not a big fan of Bricks and Minifigs.
It depends on the location, but as far as like a business perspective of it, like if I were to want to buy into it, never. That's one of the worst decisions I feel like you can do.
George said, "R.I.P. Toys R Us." Yeah, that's Toys R Us was one of the real OGs.
Exactly.
I've been told by many people that like the franchise part of buying in it is like a horrible idea.
Yeah, I've learned more and more of how like many fees they take from you and how many little aspects that they micromanage of it, and I'm just like, I couldn't do that. It doesn't give you much room to grow or think outside the box. And that's what, if you think of like these secondhand stores who truly pop off and feel the greatest in the Lego community, it's ones that have their own brand to it, like Whoppy Bricks or Atlanta Brick Co. or Orlando Brick Co. or what's that one? Is it Arizona Brick Co.?
I've never heard of that one.
I can't remember which one it is. I think that's what it is. But all these like bigger named secondhand Lego retailers, they all have their own names. It's not usually like a Bricks and Minifigs franchise location that you would come to think of. Which I have been to. I've been to a lot of Bricks and Minifigs. I've been probably to like 20 or 30 locations now, and one or two of them really do pop off and stand out to me. And as far as like their product and the size of the store and how cool the store looks and all, and just like having so much retired stuff at reasonable pricing.
So that's what I was about to ask you. What like say the doors open to a Bricks and Minifigs, you go, what are you looking for? And everybody in the chat can answer this too. What are you looking for to find?
For me, it's always my go-to is usually Star Wars minifigures, just seeing what their pricing is on it. But more than often, they have pretty well priced on like pre-built used sets. So it's like if that's something that you don't care about, if you want it to be new, then obviously they don't always have the best pricing, but they'll have a sale every now and then on a built set, and I'm even tempted at them. But most of the time, since I'm traveling, I just don't have the space for it.
There is a store that is about how far is let's see, Indian Trails is like, or no, I'm sorry, that was Kernersville. So the Kernersville store, which is the one that's like 20 minutes away, posted a couple weeks ago, or well, I don't even think it's been a week ago yet, that they had the Queen Anne's Revenge, and that's the last like Pirates of the Caribbean ship I'm missing. And I asked them if they would hold it for me or like something, and they were like, no. And I'll be honest with you, I haven't even went to go get it. But it was priced extremely reasonable. But don't they?
My issue with Bricks and Minifigs is just once they enter an area, they tend to saturate the area, and so it's like I'm not sure how you make money. Like we haven't had one at all anywhere near us, and within the past year and within the coming year, there's going to be 5 in the Triangle area, which is Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill area. 1, 2, 3, 4 in the Triad, which is Greensboro, Winston, High Point. 5, Greensboro, Winston, High Point. And it's like you're putting 10 new stores in a market that had none.
Yeah.
There is one coming to Greensboro because the The person who there's 2 coming.
2 to Greensboro, 1 to Winston, 1 to Kernersville, 1 to High Point.
That's insane. But I mean, if they, I don't know. I mean, what do you do? You flood the market, and then once it crashes, some back out, some stay in, and whoever stays through the struggle gets the benefit.
Yeah, but that doesn't look good to the company.
No.
I mean, you think about all the customers out there that want to shop at the local one. Now the local one's out of business, and they have to drive 30 minutes more.
Yeah.
Papa said that BAMs need to have a constantly replenished inventory of retired sets. Sourcing retired sets, especially said ones, is key for any Bricks and minifigs.
Can agree to that too, especially with like working with so many vendors over time and being to so many different Lego stores. The public eye, the common people, they all want box sets or sealed sets. They don't really want these like pre-built sets because I'm sure you guys have seen the trend going around where people are like, "Oh, I thought I was going to get this unbuilt so I can build it," and then they go and smash that and go, "Here you go."
Yeah,
like what most people want is you want it, the experience. That's the whole point. The Lego says to build it yourself. And
well, the one thing I want to say to that too is I am really I guess confused of why a Bricks and minifigs. I mean, let's face it, we've all been into one at this point, and it's not like they're short staffed. Why they don't have the want to print out like a Bricklinks parts list, make sure it's all there, take it apart, and then box it, kind of like what Atlanta Brick Co does. I mean, will it raise the value? I mean, the sale price of it, maybe. But you like even with that Queen's Anne's Revenge, when I messaged them, they told me straight up like they don't know if I'm getting all the pieces or not.
Yeah, they just don't want to pay the labor of someone to certify it.
Fat Daddy said that Kansas City has 1 BAM now and is getting 2 more this year. And Miss Renee Bricks says, hey, everybody. And then David says, deals are something that I miss out on. I haven't brought any pre-built set, and I have no plans to get them. I mean, that's the thing. Not a lot of people. I mean, I've known Blackwell for a little bit. But if I sold you a used set and shipped it to you, or even you came and got it, you still don't know if all the pieces are in there because the interior stuff, and there may be nothing wrong with it. There may be a couple pieces that are missing that are, maybe $2 to replace. But what happens if I leave out that one piece that's like $40? I mean,
that's a big difference.
You have to know what you're looking for. I know you don't know this story. I've told this story on here before. So my first ever Bricks and Minifigs experience, we went to one that I don't think it was the grand opening, but it had only been open for like 2 or 3 days. And they were having some kind of event there. I went. The one minifig that I've never, I'm really weird. I've said this before also. When it comes to buying minifigs, if it's an expensive minifig, I will only buy it if I'm buying it from someone I know, or if there's like a cool story behind it, because anybody can just go on Bricklink and buy a minifig. There's 3 minifigs right now that I've been through the search on that are kind of at the expensive range. One of them's a Zurg. It's the only Toy Story character I do not have. One of them is the Harry Potter, the old school Professor Quirrell, which isn't expensive at all. And the one with the yellow head, and the other one is I Want Velma. It's the only Scooby-Doo character I do not have. Velma is like a what is it? I think last time I checked on like from me to you, it would be like $100. Bricklink's like $130, and some of the people on like Bricks and Minifigs have asked more than them or more than that.
Yeah.
Went to a Bricks and Minifigs. Velma only came in 1 set. I understand that not everybody looks at us like the normal public. We kind of know where we're coming in at. And I went there. They had the set up on their wall for used, and it said may contain all pieces, do not know. Well, it had all the minifigures sitting out front except Velma. But I saw Velma in the case. So my first thought was, okay, they're holding Velma out the side of the set because of how expensive it is. They wanted $230 for the set. Easy math. If the minifigure is $150, you might as well pay $230 for the set. I was like, I'll take it. And they were like, well, it doesn't come with Velma. And I was like, but that would complete the set. And she was like, I know, but we got it in at 2 separate transactions. And I was like, so you mean to tell me that the character only comes in 1 set and you happen to have the set and you want me to believe that someone else came in with just the Velma? Like it was just very, very like shady. So I was like, all right, do me a favor. I was like, what's the price if I get both of them together? And she was like, oh, it'll be like, let me get my manager. And the manager was like, well, I can give you a discount of like $25. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense. I was like, I can go to Bricklink right now and buy this entire set with the minifigure for $25 more than what you're asking for just a set. And they were like, yeah, we just can't do nothing. And I was like, okay. So I just didn't buy anything.
Yeah.
I personally believe, and I mean, I could be wrong, but that they got it all together. The minifigure was worth a lot, so they split it. It's kind of like getting the Gungan ship. If you got it and the Queen Amidala's in it, you have more of a chance to sell that one figure than you do that set.
Mm-hmm.
That was my I guess my first bad thing. EMS said I've had a few Bricks and minifig stores that have put orders into complete sets. It's mainly the stores out west. The Lego Sith Empire says, hey guys, and hey Blackwell. General Tron's Brick says, howdy all, and Rich Boy J is in the house. He said the answer is yes. The answer has been yes for like 12 years. What is the answer yes to?
Hey, what's up, man? How are you?
What are we answering yes?
I think he's referring to the title of the video.
Yeah. Yeah, Lego Star Wars, to go off the title of the video, it's getting to a point where I think it's back in the day in like the early 90s, comic books and baseball, basketball cards, all that like hit this peak where there was just being so much of them done. It killed the value of everything and just kind of lost interest for a lot of people. And I have a feeling that the Star Wars Lego community is going towards that right now. It's
Richard, I'll ride along with Renee. We've had a few of the Bricks and minifigs place orders also. Most of ours have been up in the Midwest.
I mean, as long as they're doing it right, I don't know why we're not doing it right down here.
It really just depends on the location for that, how it's being run.
What with the Star Wars thing, how do you feel the general idea is going now that we're getting just set after set on repeat that just gets like crappier and crappier each year?
I mean, they come out every now and then with like one good one, probably 1 out of 10 sets. I'm like, oh man, that's a pretty solid set. But then they kill it with a price tag, and that's what gets me every time. Like, let's say the Arc 170. That's probably the most recent one that's really caught my eye. And I'm a man of my word when I tell people like, hey, I'm gonna wait till I find a deal on a set. Even if I love it that much, I'm still gonna wait for a deal. And especially seeing the leaks too. These new sets coming out, dude, they look kind of garbage. I can't lie. The figs in them look pretty decent, but the builds, I'm just like, what are we doing, Lego? Like, it's such a just a get rich quick scheme. I feel like just they know that because Star Wars brand is behind it, that people are just going to buy it no matter what. And especially since the community has grown so much since COVID, just the fear of missing out on something too really has been driving people to go and just try to buy every set. And then you see the fluctuation of having so many more people just making content on Lego too. It's really just getting people to want to go try and collect everything.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you have 2 people in the chat right now both saying, you know, last time I bought a Lego Sith says that I've been buying fewer and fewer Star Wars sets. And General Tron says the last 2 sets I got so far Star Wars was Mando and the Forge and the Sand Person Encounter. That was like a year or the year before. And he said he's just waiting on good quality. That's what seems to be like the general complaint from everybody. But like the crazy thing is like, I've always said this for years, and I know there's so many like politics behind it, but we go to conventions and we see what the public is creating. And you go to a brick convention or wherever you go and you see an Arc 170 that Lego could obviously do. It's not like it's crazy piece intensive or got some kind of stupid, build technique that Lego would never do. It's just simply done and looks amazing. And you wonder to yourself, why isn't Lego going this way?
Yeah.
I've recently, other than these F1 cars, I don't think I've bought any Lego sets.
I've just been buying stuff on clearance to simply resell for the most part. I actually picked up 2 sets from my personal collection recently, but that's only because I found them at almost 50% off. And one was the Skeleton Crew ship. I found it for $84 at my Walmart. And I'd like to get a little cheaper, but at that point, I was like, I love the show, so I'm going to go ahead and just pick it up just in case it doesn't get cheaper before I'm able to find another one. And then I picked up the Dune Ornithopter. And that one's on sale at Walmart as well, at certain locations for $100, and it retails for $160. So I was like, that's a solid pickup as well. I can't wait to build those.
I've never really seen Dune like that. So the Ornithopter looked kind of cool to me. It just seemed like you just said, it's a lot of money for what it was. I will say that I have no interest in buying the Skeleton Crew ship, but I do want the minifigs out of it. I think it's called like the Onyx or something.
Yeah, the Onyx Cinder.
Yeah.
Have you seen the show?
Yeah. I really enjoyed the show. It's just the ship doesn't do it for me. It like a price point it is. I don't. Once you start getting into like the Star Wars ships, the way I feel is, which I guess the Onyx Cinder might be a little different, but just wait and they'll come out with something that's a little different or a little better or something. The ship for me didn't really do it. I didn't really like the design of the way it looked in Lego. And here lately, I've not bought anything Star Wars that wasn't a battle pack unless it was UCS.
Fair points. Seeing Jay says, I was very excited to get the Onyx Cinder last set I built. I actually heard about you building that, Jay. I think David told me he just told you to just go out and buy one or buy a Lego set just to build it again because you said you hadn't built one in a while. And so you just went out and bought that one. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to build that. Katie, she didn't even recognize what it was at first when I pointed it out to her. I was like, oh my gosh, look what I just found on sale. And she, when she finally realized that, she was like, you got to buy that right now. We're building it tonight.
I don't know. I just, like General Tron just said that I really want to see a modded Onyx Cinder without the extra armor. That was a sleek design. Like, I think they could have done, I don't know. I love the show. I absolutely like the vehicle. Like, there's nothing wrong with either one. I don't like, if you like what you like, but to me, it just didn't seem like it was worth it.
I actually created a mock for it where, like, the whole outer shell can come off, and then it's just the interior ship. So you should look up, look into that, whoever asked that.
I'm waiting to see when the first mock shows up at a convention from Skeleton Crew.
Yeah, I mean, I'm tempted myself. I just haven't had time to build. I have 2 different builds in the works right now. Kind of like you guys were saying, like a lot of these sets are not like as detailed as we'd want, or they've been pushing the whole smaller and more detailed, like smaller pieces and smaller builds. When people want the bigger builds. So I have 2 of the Sith Infiltrator that I'm going to be trying to combine and making it like a really detailed, bigger version.
Are those the ones with the expensive fig?
Those actually had that in them. That's why I have them.
Those prices have dropped pretty quick.
Yeah, just from everyone trying to get the quickest flip. So I think I checked like a week ago, and that fig's already down to like $95.
Yeah.
But
where did it store?
Do what?
Where did it store?
It started at like 300, and then once I made my video, I don't know if you guys saw it, it was around like 240, like 220 to 260, and then
the day I saw your video, you put it at like 260, and like I remember like the next day it was already down to like 175.
Yeah, that was from everyone just like figuring out they had. Like I said in my video as well, it's way more common than people were like actually realizing. Only supply and demand and the fear of missing out was driving the price.
Yeah.
So everyone was trying to get the quickest flip and marking theirs the cheapest online at whatever moment it was.
I actually went to my Walmart.
I would be down for a Skeleton Crew collab, Jay.
This was probably, I don't know, maybe a week after your video got posted. I went to my Walmart, and my Walmart had two Sith infiltrators. Both of them were the right number, but I was like, I don't really buy things to sell them, and I know there's someone around here that does. If I bought them, the only thing I would do with them is keep them, and then the price would go down, and I would be like mad because I got stuck with them. So I just ended up leaving them there.
Yeah. Jay, if you want, go to my page on. I don't think I've posted on YouTube yet, but on Instagram, it's like my third or fourth most recent post. It's got the full guide of how to find the minifigure.
I'm surprised Jay doesn't know that.
Jay's been kind of doing his own thing recently. I'm very surprised you're even in the chat, to be honest. How do you guys confirm the numbers on the infiltrators if the sets are locked behind the glass cases? I simply went and asked an employee to open the case because I was that desperate. But maybe you can see it in this video. Is it going to focus?
George is flirting with my wife. He told me to tell Tori hello.
I can hold on real quick. I can do this.
So you can kind of tell. It says 109 R4, and the first number is the day of the week. It doesn't matter what number it is. The second and third number is the week of the year. So you need that to say 0, 1 to 12. So it's going to be the first 12 weeks. And then the R stands for the factory, which is Mexico, and it has to be 4 to represent 2024. So a lot of people are getting confused recently and seeing a 303 or 5, and they're asking me, is this the right one? But it's not. You got to find one that says 0, 1 to 12 and R4.
Do you think that's going to be at a big thing at conventions that are a little bigger, like Brick Fair?
What? That minifigure?
Yeah, like people, especially some of the stores who just ask like the outrageous prices on some of the figs.
Oh yeah, my vendor buddies, they've already found multiples of them. But from my experience, there was roughly 35 weeks of production on that set so far. And it was like roughly 40% of, when I did the math, roughly 40% of the market probably was the reddish brown variant already.
Wonder how many had already gotten bought and like destroyed by the time.
Right.
This Lego Sith said that none of his stores had that number.
Yeah, I got lucky. I found 4 total. And while I was in one Walmart, there was actually another AFOL there. So he was like asking me what I was looking for, and I ended up telling him what I was doing. And then I let him get one. And then I got one. I think I got 3, but one of them, my buddy said, "Hey, if you find an extra one, I'll pay you the cost of both sets, so you get yours for free." So I gave one to my buddy, and then that other one, I sold it on Bricklink for, I think it sold for like $150, and I just wrote that off as simply that paid for me making the video. That paid for the expenses of me driving around like 5 hours all day, going to different Walmarts and filming content, and that took me like an hour or 2 of editing. So I felt like it was pretty justified, and I had it as the cheapest on Bricklink at the time too.
I never. The only time I've ever done anything like that was whenever Gene can tell you the town that I live in is not very like populated by the people who are going to raid the Walmarts and buy everything.
Yeah,
and then the targets are kind of hit and miss. You have a chance of like finding something, but if it's been there like day of and like maybe 4 or 5 days after, you're still good. After that, somebody's already like killed them. Whenever the 501st Battle Pack came out, there was so many people that were in the chat at that time that were like, "Yeah, we can't find them. We can't find them. We can't find them." I ended up going to Target and buying like 25 of them. And I was like, if you want one, just send me the price of whatever they cost brand new, and whatever the shipping is, and I'll ship them out. And like, I felt like I was running like a small drug trade for a little while.
I did something very similar, actually. Someone was wanting just the minifigs out of them. So I went around to like every Walmart and was able to buy them all, and then practically got the parts all for free because they were buying just the minifigs out of them.
I mean, even with now, I have all those battle packs. I'm going to try to do something whenever I start building Coruscant. The first video for it, I'm going to make a little segment in there where all the battle packs I have, and I think I'm at like, I don't know how many I'm at now. I've bought maybe 1 or 2 since I last counted, but I'm going to try to use all the pieces out of all the battle packs in the mock somehow.
Good luck with that. There's some parts that are pointless.
Yeah, I know. But anything that I can use is like greebling on a building, or even if I can like use some of the odd colors or whatever for like filler brick and filler plates.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try to do as much of that as I can.
What Jay just said, so many stud shooters. Bro, I just parted out 205 of the new Clone versus Droid battle pack. And there's well over like, I think it was like 1,000 stud shooters.
Do you know so with you and Jay being a mock builder yourself, do y'all know like the old school one that has like the handle? Like it's not old school, it's just it's not the one that attaches to a vehicle, it's like the one that actually has a handle.
Yeah.
So have you seen these people use those in reddish brown for like trees?
Yeah, if you do the black ones too, it looks like burnt trees.
I'm needing a bunch of like dead trees, and I've been looking up how to build like different basically dead trees, and George sent me a thing where it was showing someone building them and they were using them, and I was like, man, I ought to go get them. I didn't realize that they were like, they're not that hard to come by, don't get me wrong, but like there's either somebody who has like 1 or somebody who has like 1,000.
Yeah.
Somebody that has like 50.
Yeah, I don't know. You should check out Solid Bricks' video he came out with today. He actually mentioned using the 1x1 with the 4 studs around the side, and Jay was showing him a technique for building trees with those as well. And you can use like 2x plates and then put slopes on it, and when you put them on every side, it makes a perfectly cylinder looking tree.
Yeah, I've been doing that. The problem with the trees I'm doing is that they're all in the Ardennes forest, so they're all pine trees. You've got pine and oak, and pine really aren't that fat. So I'm trying to figure out now what a right shape looks like in scale sitting next to one of the tanks.
I don't know. You should see some of the pines here in Alabama, dude. My last house, we had a couple of pine trees, and it would take 2 or 3 people to hold your hands to go all the way around the trunk.
What part of Alabama?
Montgomery area, central.
Okay.
The part in North America.
Yo, we got Kennedy in here too. What's up, man?
What is up, Kennedy? Kennedy is one of the OGs. I feel like he's been here for a long time.
You got a little Empire Lug reunion going on right now. I don't know if you know that.
Well, I know Kennedy. Technically, I know you. I know Jay. I think out of all of y'all, Jay was the first one I've met.
Oh, really? So
yeah.
Before?
Yeah, I've known Jay a while.
That's cool.
I've known Jay a little bit from YouTube, and then me and Jay, were you at Brick Fair like 2 years ago? Whenever he had to come up with the nets.
Yeah.
I was the other one with him trying to offer the guy, like me and Jay were talking about splitting the whole box. They wouldn't sell them all to Jay, and I was like, well, what if I buy half and he buys the other half? And the guy was like, no, I kind of only want to sell. I think it was like, I think he said like 10 a person.
Yeah, I know. I think I ended up getting 25 myself. But that may have been before he implemented that, because I remember Jay had his whole scheme of having like someone walk up and buy as many as they can, and the next person.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna get those no matter what.
What that's something I can ask you with and I guess Jay being in here too. What's something that, and I guess last year the whole like guy with the minifigs being whatever doesn't count. But what's the one thing that you've went to a convention and found and passed up on, and then like immediately went and tried to get it and can't, like it's gone and you've regretted it?
Oh, dude, that happened quite recently. Actually, it was Brick World Chicago last year at the yard sale. Someone had I don't know if I can remember. I don't know the set number, but it's from like 2007, I think. It was the Imperial Dropship. You know, the big white one came with all the stickers. Someone had it there used but complete with the fig for like $30. And I just simply lowballed him, and I was like, "Oh, I'll give it to you for 25." And he had already marked it down from 45. It was like towards the end of the yard sale. And I was just like, I'll let you think on it, but I'll give you 25. And I left and came back like 5 minutes later, and it was gone. And I was like, what was I thinking? That was one of my like childhood dream, like Holy Grail sets for something that myself, and I'd never gotten it.
That not last year, but the year before that, I went walking around during the yard sale, and I saw a guy who had a box of the 16 by 16 plates and dark bluish gray, and he had a sign on the box, and it was a big box, and he had a sign on that said $2 a piece.
I know exactly who you're talking about, and Martin Brick, oh my gosh, Brick Snaps, he got them.
I immediately seen him, and I was talking to a buddy, and I was like, should I buy him? And he was like, I don't know. And like I contemplated it for like maybe 15 minutes and went back, and they were gone.
Dang, yeah. He asked me to do a favor for him, so he bought the entire box of parts, and then he asked me if I could drive them home for him because he only lives like 30 minutes from me.
That's pretty funny. I figured that somebody like in the community like that builds bought them.
Oh yeah. He used them for a lot of his Disney builds. I don't know if you've ever seen them, but he builds the massive Disney builds.
Which one would I have seen?
He probably one of his oldest ones. You would have seen the Rapunzel's Tower. It's like,
yeah, that's what I was about to say. That's the big one I remember.
And then as of more recent, he just revealed his biggest mock ever. And it's Cinderella's castle, but it's based off of, I think, the original design. So it's like this, like a sand blue color, and it's probably like 8 foot tall.
Jesus,
it's a big tower, and it's got like a circle wall that goes all the way around it and everything. It's really sick. And then he's also built Peter Pan's Island, and then what else did he have?
I think I've seen the Peter Pan's Island.
Yeah, that
did it have the ship beside it?
Yeah, he just built that.
Yeah. I've been contemplating building a Disney thing for a little while. I'm a huge like Disney person. I go every year, and at work, one of the things I do is put Disney movies on the background just to like have some noise, and I do that here quite often when I'm building. And I've been thinking about building like a not a crazy big, but I definitely want it to be like in scale of an actual minifigure, but Andy's room from Toy Story.
Oh, that would be sick.
That'd be cool.
That's a cool
things I've been doing, and I'll actually reach out to you since you're in another state. If you see any of these, buy them, and I will send you cash or send you money. I want as many of the Army Men as I can find. Bricks and Minifigs normally has them for like $7 or $8. I order them off of all the Bricklink stores I go to that have them, but normally if you go to a convention, they're asking like $15 a piece.
Dude, when I went to Brick Convention Costa Mesa, there was a guy there, and that's like all he collects is the green Army Men from Toy Story. He had like 2,000 or 3,000 of them set up, and then
Jesus,
he built a train that just goes around them, and it had like a full military build across the whole train, all out of green, and he had like trucks and everything lined up. And then I forgot who it was. One of the vendors ended up like having someone come in with a ton of the green guns just like Brickmania guns or something, but all green. And he bought every single one of them.
That's crazy. I don't want that many. We got Brick Hive in the house. What is going on? I think that I only want like maybe 30. I've got my armies that are like massive that I still don't know what I'm doing with. Coln's being one of them. I'm not sure yet how many I need, but I know I've got too many.
I think you're just throwing those in a box and putting them in Tori's car.
Yeah, I could do that. But the more I think about it, the more I don't think that is a bad idea. No, I do not have 30 through Loot Waffle. I want about 30. I'm about to, just to let everyone know, by the way, that's in the chat and all the people that watch this on like the replay gang, I have filmed a long form video for the first time in like 6 months. I am 12, I think it's 12 or 13 minutes long, and I am 7 minutes into editing it being completely done. All I have to do is film a little bit more stuff to add on top of like the voice, and I'll be ready to go. And I have not showed anybody the army yet that I have built for either side. But I want to let you know that sitting here looking at these minifigures the other day, because they've been boxed up and put away, that is a gut punch to know how much money I have sitting in these armies.
Well, that's exciting. I'm kind of in the same boat with you. I'm about to film my next long form video or two. I have all the film for it. I just have to go and edit it. And that's going to be a vlog to Brick Fan Expo, the Charlotte one we just did. And then, like I said, I'm planning on doing the combining two of the Sith traders.
Yeah.
So I just got to get to actually building that mock.
I wanted to I suck so bad at this because I'll think the whole way to like a convention or like a Bricks and Minifigs, a cool idea to video. And then when I get there, I'll start video and stuff and then just not end up with doing it. And even like with meeting people or seeing people, like going up to them and saying, hey, take a quick, video with me and edit it into there. And then just being like, hey, this weekend I went to blah, blah, blah. And I always am like hard into it for the first 15 or 20 minutes. And then I just like shit goes out the window and I don't do anything.
I've been pretty bad at doing that too. Just getting caught up with other things.
Like my wife's pretty good. I can give her she'll take her phone or my phone and go around and like video like people's mocks to add into it. And I've got all that. I got all the mock footage, but I have no footage of like me hanging out with you, me hanging out with any of the buddies from like NC Lug, none of that. The only picture I have of anybody I've actually and it's not even my first time or like 10th time meeting him, but Tim's Brick Adventures. That's like the only person I took a picture with.
That's funny. Dude, I've made that my like personal goal this year to actually get pictures with like all my Lego buddies. Because I talked about them, but people were like, who? And I have been failing at it miserably so far this year.
Last year when I went to Brick Fair, that was like my one goal. And I kept forgetting, and then I would like remember, and I would like go take a picture with one person and then like get sidetracked and not take a picture with anybody else. And finally, while leaving, I think it was the last day. I don't know if you know Brick history, but Caden, one of the military guys that sits up there, is a good friend of mine, and he's on here quite often now. I literally was like, dude, we have to take a picture real quick. And like we took this picture, and you could just tell like it looks so rushed and like just like we were both like, what the hell are we doing?
Might want to catch up in the chat too.
Yeah, I was gonna say we've got a bunch of people. Walker Grave is in the house, never too old for Lego. Lego Sith Empire said that guy is like me when it comes to the Old Republic figs. Sir Loot Waffle said, who needs crypto when you got Lego minifigs? That's
Truth.
you're not wrong.
Walker wants to know if you're going to sell your army when you get done with Bastogne.
I mean, anything is for sale. I've got a massive knight army right now. I've been trying to dwindle down, but nobody wants to pay anything. Tron's Brick says that I will never admit to just how much I have spent. That's
a forbidden rule, dude.
so here we go. We can break the forbidden rule. What I'm gonna say your Felucia mock, for instance. It's been together for a little while, right?
About a month now.
What how much do you have in it?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I get it from just like over the years. I didn't spend any, like, I didn't go out of my way and spend any money for that mock. I had everything for it already, but easily I've spent a couple of thousand on it.
So the castle last year that I brought to Brick Fair with minifigs and everything, and now I did not use all the minifigs I had, but just like what I'd spent on everything, I was over 12 grand.
Yeah, it's insane. Jay, to answer your question, it's leaning more and more towards no about Chicago, sadly. I'm going, I don't know if you guys are going either, but David's wedding's later this year, so I'm like almost having to prioritize that over the Chicago, which sucks. But he helped me with the photography in my wedding, and so I'm going to be a good friend and make sure I'm at his wedding as well.
I think I was telling you at the Brick Fan Expo, I canceled Chicago.
Oh yeah, Kennedy just said he recognized this room. Kennedy is the only person that has actually been a guest in this. This is like our guest room as well.
We tried to get Kennedy to come to what was that we were trying to get you to go to? Was it Brick Fair last year?
Yeah, Kennedy, you really need to go to Brick Fair. I mean, there's still a small chance that I might go to Chicago, but it's just leaning more and more towards no. It's so expensive to do that one. Which Mike, Victoria's Secret, we're good friends, and he said that I might be able to like crash with them in their RV. So that would cut most of the expenses for me, but I would still have to potentially find either a ride up there or a cheap plane ticket. Usually my routine was I would drive up to Tennessee, and I'm not sure if you guys have ever met the Mob Lobster or Levi. He's a really good friend, a really talented builder in the community as well. He just built the, I bet you guys have seen it, the Dune mock that actually moves, the worm on the belt.
Yeah.
That's his. But usually go hang out with him for a day or two, and then him and I would carpool together, and that would cut the cost down a ton for us to drive up there.
I got a buddy right now. I'm not gonna tell you his build that was there last year, and I'm not gonna like throw his name out there because I don't want to like put him too much. But I've got a buddy that right now is trying to win the Brickie for best Star Wars build at Brick Fair this year. He is building. He had a build previously that he's built onto it. And what he's built onto it is the pod race, and the pod racers actually move through the mountain.
Oh, that's sick.
He's got a pretty, like, what he's doing is pretty crazy. I've never messed with any of the motion stuff, and his mock already had a lot of movement and lights to it, so this is just going to add to it.
Was it there last year?
Not this. He's just recently built this. What he had last year was Jabba's Palace.
Oh, that guy. Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about. That Jabba's Palace was insane.
I asked him one time, like, how, because me and him became pretty good friends. The way that he's got that thing built with, like if you look at it, there's slopes in it, but there's hardly any bricks in it. It is all plates. Damn. And it's just like plates on top of plates on top of plates. Like it's, I don't know. I don't know how people come up with that stuff. I'm not that detailed.
Jay, that's not a bad idea. I'd be down, but it just all depends on cost for real.
Kennedy said, "Why did you back out of Chicago? I was looking forward to meeting you in person." So I've got like the 3 conventions that are in my hometown this year. I've got Brick Fair in Virginia. Plus I'm going to like Disney for a week and a half, I think, in December. I was all for going to Brick World Chicago. And I'll be honest with you, the more I talked to people, the more they made me not want to go. And the deciding factor was I called to make sure that everything besides the plane tickets were paid for. And they told me that which I thought it was, and I went back and checked, and they never charged me, but I could have swore I'd already paid for the hotel room. And when they told me that the hotel room wasn't paid for, and I found out that my ticket price was refundable, I just refunded it. It would. So for me,
Kennedy, the reality of it is, it's not that big a deal to me.
Yeah, it's just you. I found out you were going, so I backed out. Nah, it was just so people don't realize that. So the tickets were up there for me and my wife were $210 or $110 a piece. So $220 in. You have to pay for a hotel, which is $700 and something dollars. So I'm $1,000 in. The plane tickets were $330 a piece. So that means I'm almost $1,800 with tax and everything up there, and I've not done anything yet. I've not ate. I've not bought anything.
Dude, it's ridiculous how expensive that convention is. Do you guys know Shop Blaine's World or Lee Brick Builder Studios?
I know Brick Builder Studios.
But yeah, they both just did the convention in the UK, and it was cheaper for them to do that show for be in the UK for 2 weeks than it was to go to Chicago.
Yeah, it's cheaper to go to Brick Slopes than it is Brick World Chicago.
I've never been to Brick Slopes. I've heard good things about it.
Yeah, everybody was telling me that if you're just going to go to one, go.
And
Brick Slopes
leave a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths with how corporate it's starting to feel.
That and the thing is it's nothing against anybody that does it at all. But when you go somewhere like that and it's all about the hype of meeting the people online, that to me doesn't do anything. It's I don't know, it doesn't.
What kind of stuff about it is how expensive they've been making the tickets. Now it's after the deadline, so it's $160 right now to get a ticket if I were to change my mind. And why are you making it more expensive on the people who are bringing you mocks to actually make your show possible? But they're paying for some influencers and stuff to promote their shows and show up, which I get that to an extent, but
I don't get it at all. I don't. Well, so here's the thing, and this is going to be very controversial, but it all depends on how you look at things. So here's the way I feel about it. Brick Fair Virginia is a little different, but every convention you go to around here in the smaller conventions, they do not charge you to display at because you are the ones that are bringing the people in that are buying their tickets. I understand Chicago is bigger. I understand Virginia is bigger. You're also not there for 1 or 2 days. You're there for a week at a time. But here's my thing. If I don't want to go to meet someone that's quote unquote famous, I want to go for the Lego. I want to go for you go to hang out with your friends. You don't want to spend $1,000 to go hang out with people that you could do for a lot cheaper somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree with that. But the only reason they're paying certain people is it's a marketing thing.
Oh, yeah.
And that's bringing in more public people, which it really is, depending on how big the person is and what they have to show off. Which those shows that you mentioned, those people that display for free, I think they're doing it the greatest as far as a business perspective. Because yes, they are doing that, or they're charging so little. For example, Nick and Amanda, who do Brick Fan Expo, Atlanta BrickCon, and all that, I think they're doing it perfectly from every perspective. They are having cheap tickets, but then they take the money that they get from the tickets and basically reinvest it back into the exhibitors. And that's why Atlanta has already quickly become, in most people's eyes, the best convention in the U.S. Because you get the whole buffet dinner, and then there's so many awards to be passed out. And all those extra prizes, all that money that they just got from you on the tickets just simply went back towards the award.
I know it's more expensive, but I kind of feel the same way about Brick Fair Virginia. Because at Brick Fair Virginia, there's the awards, there's all the games you play, there's all the stuff they give you for free. There's, I mean, you know, you're getting stuff. You have everybody has the ability to even enter in like the bingo and the bingo stuff they're doing. They're not giving away cheap sets.
Mm-hmm.
Never Too Old said, "You think Lego conventions are expensive? Try going to a Transformer convention. $5,000 for 3 days before buying anything."
Why is that?
Yeah, I know. Explain that one to me. Sith Empire said that he can't afford to go to Chicago this year either. I just want to see Lego mocks and meet people. Tron's Bricks says, "Best I can do this year is Bricks Cascade. My back won't let me travel at the moment." And George says, "Chicago's closer to me compared to Brick Fair, but I would rather make the 16-hour drive to Virginia than 8 hours to Chicago for a show." See, George, I keep telling you, man, the offer is out there. You need to quit and just quit doubting it and just say, "Yes, I'll go." Just tell me you'll go. I'll buy you I would say I'd buy you a steak dinner, but the steak restaurant in front of the convention center is not very great.
I haven't been there.
Dude, me and my wife went there because I was like, let me take you out because you put up with me all week doing this Lego thing. We both ate I forgot what she got, but I got a steak and like everything is a la carte. So you have to buy, you know, not the appetizers, but the sides separate. And it was not worth it at all.
Rip.
What's really weird is if you're in Chicago, and you, this right here should tell you a lot. If you're in Chicago and you Google Michelin star restaurant, that steakhouse comes up. If you're not Chicago, in Chantilly. If you leave Chantilly and search for that as a Michelin star restaurant, it doesn't exist.
That's a glitch in the Matrix.
Like they're paying someone.
I'm gonna see if I can go get some food. I'll be right back.
Sir Lootwolf says that Transformer convention sounds like a scam. Jay said, "I'm honestly kind of surprised there exists a Transformers convention." And George says, "Possibly next year. I'm particular on my beef." Well, you don't want this. This was not very good. We won't be going back. We just need to get Gene. Gene needs to hurry up and go to Brick Fair.
Okay.
If you drive there now and wait in the parking lot, you might have a good seat.
Oh, at the restaurant?
Anywhere. There's instructions on this. Don't show the pieces snapped down.
Which one are you building?
The Patronus, the Mercedes. The picture of you building the part that goes on the side to make the like curve slope near the driver's seat.
Uh-huh.
I was trying to figure out. It looks like there's a 1x3 tile you put down, and it looks like on the picture that there should be something underneath it, like raising it up, but there's not. It's just the way the instructions look.
I've heard that some of the other Brick World shows, like all of them except for Chicago, have actually been doing terrible.
That's what George was just saying. They had a Brick World Kansas City in 2019, and it was a miserable failure.
So David Krause said, "Have a great weekend, all, and eat bacon."
I'll see you later, David. Take it easy, man.
Bacon sounds good.
Gene, we are at that 9 o'clock mark. Do you have something ready for us?
Heck yeah, I got a good wife.
So, Mr. Caleb, one of the things that we do is Gene owns a Bricklink store, and they look at all the weird shit that is priced, like for, you know, a tree piece comes in black and it's 5 cents. It comes in reddish brown and it's 6 cents. But if it comes in blue, it's $100.
Okay.
And he shows us some stuff that they have found.
Yeah, it's usually just a couple of them.
That piece is hell expensive.
Yeah, so tonight
I want to go full screen.
The interesting thing to us, we had this come up this week. We had pieced two of these guys together.
Nice.
It's the Magna Guard, the IG 100. And we thought, no big deal. It's got a two-piece cape, it's plastic top cape over a damaged cloth cape under it. And we thought, yeah, it's kind of cool. We got one of them, then we got another one. Some guy ordered both of them this week. And we went, holy crap, $25 for that guy. There was just a bunch of spare parts. And 25 was driven down this month. Notice all those below 25. When we sold it earlier in the month, it was 33.
We sold it for that much.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
The yellow square there is what we sold it for. So
that is actually a Lego Star Wars character that I do not have.
I think I have 8.
I haven't either anymore.
Yeah, we don't have it either anymore. And the other piece was, back to that education class. So the hose rigid, we've talked about it several times. We've talked about the bendable axles and all those.
Yeah.
So here is a 3L reddish brown
The flex tube?
hose rigid.
Yeah, flex.
Used price, 20 cents. Okay. So we go look at a red one. Used price, $4.48.
Really?
Now, here's where it gets interesting. So that is a 3L. So what if we had an 8L? We could get two of them out of an 8L. The 8L is $1.04. So I could take that 8L and cut the 3Ls out of it and quadruple the money.
There is a lot of Instagram videos and YouTube shorts explaining this to people and how if they need a flex tube a certain size to always look and see which is what price, because 9 times out of 10 the smaller ones for some reason are more expensive. It's the same thing with these F1 cars. The F1 cars that have been throwing in this red and white flex tube.
Yep.
The red and white flex tube they're giving is cheaper than if you go buy the smaller ones.
Right. And that's kind of the point I was making. You go look at here's a 12L. So I could get 4 of those 3Ls out of it. So it's $3. And I could make 12 on it. It's kind of crazy.
It really is crazy. Someone else was showing us a life hack that there's a lot of pieces, like just the plain piece will be crazy expensive, but then you can find the same piece with a sticker on it, and it'll be dirt cheap. I mean, like 100 times cheaper than what the other one is. And you simply peel the sticker, put some glue gun on it, and clean it off, and now you have the same piece.
Gene found a door that was like that out of a Wild West set. The door with the with the sticker on it was cheaper than the door without the sticker.
Yeah.
A lot.
And there's so many instances of that on Bricklink. It's wild.
Yeah, and we actually see that a lot because we deal in used parts. So if I go to, let's go to our store for a second.
Do you mostly do used parts?
Yeah, like 95% used parts.
Really?
Papa Trip headed out. I'll take it easy, man. Be careful, and I'll talk to you later. General Tron said, yeah, it's a modifiable part. There's no sense in buying the precise cut pieces. It's one of the few things that Lego is not retiring anytime soon.
So if you look at this, these are just the decorated pieces. We got 55 pages of decorated tiles. I mean, we have got a crap ton of decorated tiles. If you were to go look, we use Brix store to do our inventory. And hold on, I'll show you what. Pull up the inventory, and then I'll switch which window we're sharing. Well, I thought I would, but Bricklink's being slow.
Way to go, Gene. You're on that Waffle House Wi-Fi again.
You weren't supposed to tell anybody.
I'm gonna hear a knock and them say Waffle House open up.
I think Waffle House needs a catchy jingle. A Cobb says, "What is evening?" Or sorry, evening boys. It's K today. Says, "What up, guys?"
I think Waffle House jingle would just be gunshots.
Dude, when that I forgot how long ago it was now, but whenever that video went viral of the like cook or whatever it was that threw the chair, I was like, man, this is epic.
That is peak Waffle House.
Yeah, like that's I don't want to go to a Waffle House unless that experience is going on. And like what's weird is if you watch those videos, there's always like somebody in a like booth that's near it that's just eating like nothing's going on. Like chairs are whizzing by his head and he's just enjoying his waffle, man. He's like, yeah, whatever.
I know that's the best waffle he probably had in his life too.
Yeah.
All right. So here's how the inventory looks when we're working on it. These are just the decorated parts. And I mean, they go on forever.
How do you guys keep that organized?
Huh?
They throw it all in a big bin, and then when somebody buys one, Tori has to go through and find the correct piece.
Yeah, Tori gets a glass of wine and goes down and sits in her comfy chair and digs through a big 30-gallon tub looking for that one little piece.
That's why their orders take 2 weeks to get. Oh, and I wanted to share something, by the way. Lego History Sam said it last week, and me and George called him out on it again. He said that he placed a Lego order in, January, and it hadn't got here yet. I literally placed one while I was talking to George Friday, and it is sitting here on the table today. I think he's messed up, or either he didn't put the order through.
But I can guarantee you the order Lego History Sam placed with us, he got it before his payment got to us.
Well, I don't know how that works. I didn't know that we had to pay y'all. That is, you normally can go to Gene's store and just put some stuff in a cart and it shows up at your work.
One of the payment options is Richard's credit card number.
Yeah.
When you go to payment, it's listed as Richard's credit card, and all you have to do is put it on that, and it's all free.
Yeah.
I like that. Check
You
it
should
out.
try it. George said Lego History Sam is MIA in the chat tonight. That's because he's out there still looking for that Lego order he hadn't got. I told him if he sat on the front porch long enough, he'd show up.
Hopefully.
Yeah, Lego, as long as I order something that is either a set or a bestseller, it normally comes to me within, I would say, 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing or who he's pissed off. Somebody at Lego doesn't like him.
Well, also could be where he's located.
Well, yeah, he is in a submarine.
That does kind of slow down delivery.
My buddy was telling me that I think George will get a kick out of this. He really doesn't know anything about Lego, but he will watch this show every now and then, especially if he's bored, to just kind of like, support me type thing. And he was telling me last week, he was like, I watched you eat that MRE. He goes, what's weird? He was like, I was in Iraq for almost 4 years, and he was like, and other places, and I never ate an MRE. He was like, it was just something that didn't really like exist for where I was at. He was like, we always had food. And he was like, they even done this thing one time where they flew in Pizza Hut for us from the States.
Wow.
And I was just like, my first thought was like, yeah, that's what my government money is doing. Carrying Pizza Hut from continent to continent.
That's wild. I've never even heard of that before.
I guess they do whatever they got to do. Troops got to eat somehow.
Keep them happy.
Well, Caleb, one of the other things we do is if you would please put your credit card information up on the screen or just comment it in the chat.
You want me to put my social in there too?
Yeah, and if you could, your mother's like maiden name, your first dog, the street you grew up on.
Your first teacher's name in school.
Now, one of the other things we do is I bring some mocks to the table, and we all talk about what we like about them, what we don't like about them. We were being really nice at first, and just like everything is good, and people were like, "Nah, we need to shit on the stuff that we need to shit on." So we've been doing that. But
Pretty much, we used to start with a 10 and you had to work your way down. Now we start at a 0 and you have to work your way up.
yeah, but let's get on to that. First off, I want to start with another Lego set that has dropped. We're getting the Petite Sunny Bouquet. I will say that the botanicals are literally taking over the market right now. And it's not that they are crappy sets or they're crappy pieces. They are flying off the shelf. Tron Brix says, knowing my luck, if I joined the military, I'd have nothing but MREs. And then Sith Empire said, when I joined, my first 3 months were MREs. Man, I guess you just got bad luck. He said MREs are not bad. I did have to eat them for 3 months straight, and that sucked. But I think this set overall doesn't look too bad. I mean, it kind of falls right into play with the rest of them. I love how when we get these sets, they give us pieces. I thought when I first saw this that these were the bottoms of brooms in that tan piece that we had, but these are completely different. I don't know that these are a new element or if they're just something that I've not seen yet, but the little blue flower pods, I guess you could call it.
It looks like a bell.
Yeah. But it's like, if you look right here, it looks like it's meant for something like a keyway.
Mm-hmm.
When's it coming out?
I think next month. Jay said, yawn, flowers. Sir Loot Waffle says, still waiting for olive green candle piece and hoping it gets put in a botanical set. Yeah, I don't know why they haven't done that yet for like a stem piece. One of the other things that was kind of cool seeing this is the action piece that we got in the Marvel sets is now in green. That'll be some good parts usage for some future mocks. As far as the stems go, they're just the normal Technic pieces stretched out.
This one, I don't know. This one seems kind of bland to me.
It looks like it is missing something, but it's not. I don't think it's as expensive. I think this is one of the $30 ones.
Nah, I don't believe that either.
I don't know.
Yeah, I just went to my source for new parts, and it hasn't released that part yet.
It's only got 370 pieces. I don't think it's a $60 one.
I'm gonna go with $40 on that.
Yeah.
40. Next up is we got, I guess, better pictures of the Squire. How do you feel about these, Caleb?
Say what?
How do you feel about like the Lord of the Rings sets we've been getting?
This one feels like a kind of like a downfall compared to the last few Lord of the Rings sets, honestly. Like, it's a cool set, but for $270, this set looks like $100 set to me. Like, even though they say it's a little over 2,000 pieces, I'm like, I just don't see it. I feel like maybe once seeing it in person, it may, like, drive me up a little to like it. I think it's cool they're finally doing it, but the whole grand tree, I feel like they could have done a little more with that.
Yeah. It's not a very grand tree.
Yeah.
Right.
$170. I just think that's ridiculous. And that's, once again, them just putting that theme tax on it. Like, they know this theme is going to do well, so they just go ahead and mark it up a few extra dollars.
I'm not a big fan of Lord of the Rings, honestly, and I'm not saying that they're bad. I could never watch them. I could not get into them. I know the story. I know what happens. I'm glad that they're doing the sets for the people that want the sets. But, Sir Loot Waffles is saying it again. Like, the tree's just crappy. I think that a lot of the piece count comes in stuff like these, like plant pieces.
Yeah.
I mean, you're getting some cool. One of the reasons why I will say that I could tell like the price is up there a little. You're getting some of these cool printed like plastic pieces. All of the window panels right here and the door panels around it, those macaroni curves, those are all printed. But like things like the window, I don't know if these are new pieces or if these are just upside down arches or what. But the ones right here in the round sections, besides this, I don't. It right here at the bottom where it looks like it might be a new window piece. I don't know. I'm not that big of a fan. I don't see it. I don't see the value in it. And then it comes with this gift with purchase, which is just even another like, why have a build with it? Just give us 2 figs.
Mm-hmm. Very
Yeah.
very random like build or a set in general to make.
I think that one of the reasons why they gave it to us was just to entice us to buy it when it comes out. That way they get the gift with purchase. Lego, in my opinion, has been doing that with the bigger sets like Star Wars stuff. You know, you got the FOMO going, so you want to get it. That way you get the gift with purchase because the gift with purchase will blow up in value pretty quick.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to be immediately $50.
Oh, yeah. But I want to start with the mocks. First of all, I want to say that I did bring some Star Wars stuff since we had Mr. Caleb here. But with Faraway Bricks, I got sent this, and I think this is absolutely like cool as hell. It is very small. It's like no crazy whatsoever going on, and they're using a Duplo car, which is even cooler. I really like this.
Yeah, even
That's not a Duplo car.
There's a lot going on in this, and he's got a very flush, even like the side angles and everything.
Yeah.
Of the smoke of him, like the tires screeching from him jumping up, and then how animated he's made the car.
Yeah.
The suspension. No, this is a really solid build.
Richard, that's the standard. That's one of the standard Rusty's cars.
Yeah, but it came in
It's
like a
not
4
Duplo.
plus set, didn't it?
I don't know. I've got about 6 different versions of that car.
I want to say it came in like a 4 plus set, which is pretty much Duplo.
Yeah, this is a really cool build. I haven't seen this before.
It was something that Lego History Sam actually sent to me. But I mean, he's even got like the sides of the wall decorated in advertisements.
I like how it's got the wheels drooped down.
Yeah, this
Pretty
makes
cool,
a display piece too.
next up, we have, I guess you call this guy Dickin 222. I don't know. But this, to me, was really, really cool. It was called, like, the creator of the gods.
That is.
Recently, I've been bringing some of these, like, brick-built figures. I really like this. The parts usage in this is pretty crazy. And while looking at it, you just, like, keep realizing that it's a lot bigger than you think. Like, that right there is a 2x3 tile. That's a 2x4 tile. And the 1x1 and another 1x4. This whole thing right here is 12 studs tall.
There's a lot of interesting things going on.
Rich Boy J said, I love that build. Sith Empire said, that's nice. Tron Brix says, dude, that face build. And Cajun AFall says, hello, everyone. I think I have another picture of this from a different view.
I like that. See right above, like the bottom of the crown right there.
Bottom of the crown, right here.
At the top of like his head. He's got. It looks like the shoulder pads, like right above his eyebrows, but they're built with a snot.
Oh, it is. It is. Well, I mean, even this right here, these are the 1x2 round plates. And I mean, you see how they're drooped around like a scarf.
That's what I was saying. That's the shoulder pads. He's got them sideways, and then he's got that piece sticking in to hold it in. Looks really cool.
Especially if this thing sits up like that.
The knee pads being the underside of the seashells, that's a really cool usage for it too.
What is this cross from?
Honestly, I don't know. It's got to be like a bionicle or something.
No, it doesn't look like a Bionicle. Or that cross. That's an nautical part, is it?
I don't think so.
Something technical.
Yeah, it's definitely
Oh.
technical.
Scroll it up a minute. Scroll it up so I can get a good view of it.
It could have came maybe from like a Ninjago set.
That's what I'm thinking.
Well, I mean, unless it's on the back of it, there's no connection points because this right here is connected to the stomach. This is connected to the stomach. This and this is connected to the stomach. This right here is just sitting there. So it has to connect in behind.
I've done that piece before.
But I definitely think this was cool. I don't think he could have done anything better. I really like it. I love the fact
It's a dragon strike tail. Came in 3 sets. Aaron's Rising Dragon Strike. They're all 3 Ninjagos. All 3 of the Dragon Strike sets. 2024. It's a 2024 part.
Well, I've never seen it before, but it kind of makes me want one. I don't know what I would do with it. But I think he did a really good job. There's some crazy parts usage in this thing.
Yeah, there is. Always
What part of some of those? Look,
imaginations will go crazy with the little details.
it's
Yeah.
the tail on all 3 sets like that. And I thought part of those out.
Next up, we have Hyperlight Bricks. I wanted to bring this just for Caleb because he's got a Felucia mock also. I love when anybody does a Felucia just because of the bright colors. Kind of gives away the dull dark that Star Wars normally is. Lego Sith says I have one of those sets.
Hey Richard, before you shut down your chair, go back to that Lightning McQueen. I want to look and see which hood it was. There were 3 different hoods like that.
All right. With this build, I was looking at a bunch of trying to get some. I look at this stuff to try to talk about some of the things. The thing that stood out to me on this that I've never seen anyone do was they used the skeleton with the tauntaun horns to put a dead tauntaun.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
I've never seen anybody do that.
yeah, that's a cool part of usage. I don't really understand is the Yellow River. At least from what I've seen on Felucia, it's all kind of dark, muddy type water. It's cool for the color of it. And I think the terrain could have been blended a little better, especially in the dark tan area. I really love his plants though, especially using those flowers on top of the carrot pieces.
Yeah.
That's what's standing out the most to me. And I like the tops of the those big vine pieces going up.
The cylinders or the 4-star pieces?
Oh, those pieces, the 4-star pieces. Those are really cool to me as well.
How do you feel about when people build mocks and they display minifigures with their arms detached and stuff like that?
Oh, I love that. I think the more detail you can do, the better. And it brings a little more life to the builds, I feel like.
It worries me to do that with a lot of mine because the more you do it, the more it loosens that joint up.
I think it's just a part of it, I guess. It doesn't bother me personally. But I understand.
This is where I saw that tauntaun. But I'm not a huge Felucia expert. But I do, like I said, I love to see him. With you building yours, I figured this would be right up your alley.
Yeah, I want to put more different plants in mine as well.
Rich Boy said
I like those stacked flowers.
These?
Yeah.
When I had planned to do my own, I guess you can say version of Felucia, I bought a whole bunch of those pieces in different colors to use. Sith Empire said, then you're not going to like my next mock. George Hicks says, I always think Felucia Iraq when you say Felucia from Star Wars. All the detail that's put in here with the minifigs, I think looks great.
Yeah, I really like how he's got the minifigures going.
Next up, we have Project Lego. This is one that I didn't steal this. I actually went out and found this. He does little scenes from movies. And I saw this, which I think is perfect. The raptor scene from the first Jurassic Park when he comes into the cafeteria.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that I would like. You can't change anything in this. I think this is absolutely perfect. I love the way this looks. It's simple, yet you know what it is. There's nothing like too crazy going on. And then I seen this, which is what brought me onto my idea. I think he
That
did
is a really good.
Yeah.
That is a really good representation of that.
What made me think about it is the fact that he uses the 3 studs for Buzz and the 3 studs for Woody. And I was like, well, if I build something like this and do it to the minifigure scale of it being a room, I could do it. It not be completely massive. I don't know. It's to me, it looks really, really clean, including like with this one. There's not very many studs showing.
Like kind of turned as well.
The what?
I like the fact that the bed is kind of turned as well.
Oh yeah, it's not sitting even in the corner.
Yeah. The clouds are all awesome too.
Yeah.
And the way he did the shades, just doing the 1x2 grill pieces.
I saw somebody else do that on a build not too long ago, and I added it in the Baston area to use them as like shutters.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
And next up, we have Interstellar Bricks. This was sent in, or not sent in, but somebody that used to be on the panel, Mr. Cosmic Bricks himself, was like, yo, you need to show this. And I was going to wait till next week because I'd already had like the other 3. But I figured since Caleb was in here and now that we've got Rich Boy in here, y'all have probably seen this.
Yeah, I may have seen this one. I see a lot of this guy's mocks. He's always like really insane.
This Duel of the Fates mock?
Yeah, this. I have seen this one. This one's pretty mind-boggling.
I mean, it is extremely cool. I wish, which I don't know if it does or is or not because of all the pictures. Does he have lights in this?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I'm going to go with no.
I think that would be one of the things that would just like set this off. No, Surly Waffle. These are stuff I find on Instagram or people send to me.
I think my favorite part about this entire build is actually the walkways. It's all snot technique, and just being able to support it that far out is really crazy. And like just seeing all the white lines on it too really catches that feeling you caught from just watching the scene. It looks like the lights in it and stuff.
Yeah.
That's insane. Even getting all those little like I don't know if you see the main bridge that goes down the center. It's got the giant gray squares, and being able to fit the black detail into the middle of it.
Using building these windows in Baston and seeing how people do it. These techniques right here, the way that people do stuff like this and come up with this, it isn't that hard, but how they do it is pretty crazy. Like the flag pieces for the window panes. George says, "Where is Darth Maul's legs?" Well, at this time, they're still attached to his body.
Well, he's thinking about 5 minutes ahead of the.
But I mean, you see how. I mean, everything in here is very well detailed.
Yeah, that's what's pretty crazy to me is that part. I looked at this mock for a while when I first saw it.
Have you seen this in real life, or?
Oh, this guy just built this.
Oh. And then without all the tubes, you see that the platforms are still kind of freestanding, which makes me wonder like how he's got these attached. Because I know that they're attached here with like the hooks and clips.
It
But
could
like,
joints.
do what?
Oh, I see those joints now, hinge joints.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I see now he's built on top.
yeah, that does that would be a lot of the math.
Yeah.
I like that he used the tracks to kind of show
Oh,
off.
up top.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, he's got even the pit right there at the bottom middle. He made the other scene where he is getting his legs cut off.
I mean, this is beautiful. I hope to see this somewhere. I doubt I will. This feels like something that won't come to Virginia. Oh, there you go. There's your stud shooters.
Oh yeah, it is, isn't it? That's a really cool part usage too. I didn't even notice that. Using it as like door hinges.
Yeah, and those are the ones that
Yeah.
have plates, the plate connections right here.
Yep.
The studs. I don't know. I thought this was really cool.
No, that's a beautiful mop.
But that's all I brought. George said he would buy that as an official Lego set. What if it was like the $1,000 that we're seeing in this? That's something I want to get your opinion on. What about this $1,000 Death Star? What's everybody think about that?
I think it's kind of once again insane that Lego is doing a $1,000 Lego set in general, but they know that their fan base is going to go buy that no matter what. No matter what ticket they're going to put out there, they're going to have a market for someone to go and buy it.
I think this one might flop.
I don't think so. If people are already buying the AT-ATs and the Millennium Falcons and these other bigger sets, what's another $150 for them? You know,
Because when people tell you that it's $1,000, that's a little bit different. It adds the next digit.
I mean, these other sets, once you include tax and potentially shipping on some of them, you might as well be paying $1,000. So it's not going to be more for a lot of people, and especially if you go get it on like a double VIP weekend or something, people are going to be inclined to go buy that.
Yeah.
But I'm very curious, like what style they are going to build for it, because supposedly it's going to have 40 minifigures. I keep thinking that maybe half of it is going to look like the Death Star 2 set, so it's going to look like outside, and then the other half of it will be a bunch of the different scenes from the show or the movies.
That's what everybody's like general synopsis is, that they think that it's going to be the combination of both.
From talking to David, he's been saying that he thinks it's going to be kind of all a Death Star 2, and like you'll be able to just open up and you'll have scenes on the inside. But I don't know. I feel like I would want a mixture personally. I feel like it could come across looking goofy.
Well, the Death Star 2 build I have, it was a cool build. It looked cool as a display piece. I enjoyed it more than I did building the Death Star playset.
The Death Star playset, I mean, to be honest, it's got its own what's the word? I'm like charm to it, but at the same time, it is very ugly.
It is, and it's like you. The problem I had with it was this, and it's impossible for it to be any other way without being like crazy expensive. But like it just, you wanted more. Like, okay, the trash compactor was cool, but you wanted it to be bigger. I mean, they had like a TIE fighter parked inside of it, but what's the point of that? Because it doesn't fit in, you know what I'm saying? Like nothing was really like real, I guess. And it just felt very, very off while building it.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's K today said I'd rather buy several sets for $1,000 than one for $1,000. The amount of room it would take, but it's cool nevertheless.
Well, I mean, we already know that they base their set off of the IKEA was it the Billy bookshelves or whatever they
Yeah,
call?
those are what I have back here.
I mean, it's going to fit on that shelf.
Yeah. Well, the thing about the shelf though is it can be moved.
Yeah.
Tron's Brick says that he's holding on a lot as I'm waiting to see the Star Trek set. Yeah, we did get confirmation they're coming out with a Star Trek set.
Oh, that's cool. I hadn't heard that. That's insane. They're getting all these different licenses.
I know Pokemon's coming in 2026. That's a big one for me. That's like a I can't believe that's happening type thing.
Yeah, when the whole rumor was happening, someone, Aaron Crumbly from Bricker Builds, he pointed that out to me, and he was like, "Dude, this could be crazy because there's all these Comic Cons and how popular they are." He said Legos never had like a reason to be there, but now they do, and he's like, "That's gonna be a game changer."
The cool thing that I think about having all of that is when you've got an IP like this, and when the IP like this comes out, and you have the older people, it's kind of like if we were living in the generation, or you were living in your generation where you're just now getting the Clone Wars sets.
Mm-hmm.
Like my generation was raised on playing Pokemon. Like I literally took Pokemon cards to school and played, with other friends there. There's people still my age now. I still do it where I have like the Pokemon games on my phone. Like that stuff is still around. And it's done by multi generations, just like Star Wars is. So when all that stuff comes into play and it becomes like an easily obtainable thing, I think it's going to be crazy. I just want to know how it's going to be. Is it going to be something that is it minifigs? Is it just like big brick built, characters? What is it?
Yeah, I'm curious about that too. Like how a lot of people are pointing out too is well, I'm sorry, but I don't remember the company that was already like making. Is it
Mega Blocks? Yeah,
they were making, but they had no like probably hundreds of these unique molds to make this perfect Pokemon set. And I'm curious how well that's going to play with like Lego. Like they don't seem like they're as willing with a lot of things to make new molds for them anymore.
Well, what was another thing that was really cool was Mega Bloks has been doing a thing for a while where it's kind of like a collectible minifig. You could go buy little Pokeballs that had the figs in them.
Yeah.
Well, the characters in them. And while they were all brick built, the only difference is, of course, it showed on the outside what you were actually buying. Where Lego would put it in a box and tell you you'd have to guess.
You have to buy 6 of them to get the one you want.
Well, you just scan the barcode on the back.
Yeah, now.
I did get lucky. We went to the Walmart when I was buying this. I found another Beastmaster.
I found 5 at my Walmart the other day.
Were they in the little Easter like
No.
Oh, they weren't?
I don't have any AFOLs around me. That's what a lot of people don't understand. Like no one
that's cool.
bought
It's
EMF.
the red too.
Oh, it's not on all of them?
That's orange.
Oh.
Tron said there's going to be a massive Star Wars versus Star Trek and Brick shows if it picks up like I think it might. George says Enterprise versus the Falcon dogfight would be awesome. The old NX versus the Falcon would be close to size comparison. Like that's I don't know anything about Star Trek other than it's a failed Star Wars.
From 20 years before.
Well, sometimes the new is better. It's K today said unbelievable. I still cannot find the Beastmaster. That's the 10th one I think I have.
I guess my chat wasn't updating till now.
I don't know what I'm doing with them. I'm at close to like the 175 mark for the wolf pack, and I still have no idea what I'm going to do with them.
That's insane, dude.
I have right now, once the lug bulk orders come in, I think I'll have near 3,000 castle figs.
Oh yeah, I didn't know if you were actually in a lug or anything like that.
Yeah, I bought my big purchase this year was 2x4 tiles in dark bluish gray and light bluish gray. So I can complete the road on Coruscant.
That's cool. I got a good mix of a lot of parts, man. This is my first year being able to do it again in probably like 3 or 4 years.
The only thing is now that I've done this and bought the tiles, I kind of wish that I would have brick built it sideways and like been able to attach everything like with snot bricks. I think I might still do that because I did order, I think it was like 1x6 dark bluish gray bricks. I think I ordered like 1,000 of them.
Dark bluish gray 2x4 bricks.
No, 1x6.
Oh, I think I have about 5,000 2x4 bricks on my Felucia, just in dark bluish gray.
George says I want Lego to do Masters of the Universe and Thundercats.
Thundercats would be cool.
Tron said what I would love to see is Stargate, but also it's too modern military for Lego to do. I wish Lego would just pop out military in a way. I would like to see them ruin it.
Be unique, that's for sure.
Is that what you want to call it? It would be such trash. I'm so glad that they're
unique.
Do what?
Unique. There's a good word.
I am so glad that there's companies out there that do what they do and print what they print, because some of the stuff would just be, God, it would be hideous. Like, can you imagine what a Lego Abrams tank would look like and what it would cost?
Yeah, I feel like the fun tag on that too for theme tax would go crazy.
Oh yeah, American military. You thought Star Wars was expensive. It's K today said I'm down for them doing Thundercats. Not a lot of stuff out there for that IP. Didn't Mega Bloks do Masters of the Universe also?
I think so.
And they've done like Call of Duty and Walking Dead and Halo. He said they probably would have used one special turret piece for the whole vehicle and it would look shiny and generic. I don't know. I will say that, like, I'm not often giving Lego credit. They've got a lot of money invested into special pieces for these F1 cars.
Yeah.
I
Agreed.
I wouldn't be able to agree or not on that.
Just in this one right here, there's 3 new curved slope pieces.
Dang.
There's a new helmet piece. I'll take that back. 4 because of the wing. It's another curved slope. Tires are all new.
Yeah, they're molded wheel tire combination.
Yeah.
In different colors. Some of them have the white print. Some of them have the yellow print.
Yeah.
So you got mediums and hards.
Jay said, have you guys talked about the new pick-a-brick elements showing up to stores in the U.S.? I'm tempted to buy one of the new F1 cars just to check out the new parts. It's crazy, though, because, Jay, not all of the cars are built the same. They're all built a little different. This right here on the side pieces is built different than any of the other ones I've done so far.
The new pick-a-brick parts are top tier. I'm not sure if you guys have seen them yet.
There's been 3 new pick-a-brick lists that have been shown in the Discord I'm in. What pieces are y'all talking about?
There's the newer fern piece. It's the most notable set I can think of is the trees from the indoor speeder chase set.
Yeah.
Those are going on pick-a-brick, and then you have the common 2x2 flower piece that we've seen a lot. They're doing that in the light blue color, which is from one of the flower sets.
Yeah.
And what's some others? I think they're bringing D-Snot to it. And then, Jay, you'll have to remind me of a couple others. Yeah,
They
Masonry.
just said they're doing, but see, all that stuff that y'all are listing are all in the stores that are around me.
Those are pretty much brand new, though. those I haven't seen those in any pick a brick wall yet.
I have not seen the light blue. Well,
This has all been getting talked about in the last week, and I know the picture I saw was from someone at a Texas Houston location. So I don't know why you're not taking advantage of that. One by one.
these light blue ones.
I can't really see it. Yeah.
Yeah, those have been out.
Oh wait, no, it's a different color. I'm sorry. Yours are the light, like the light azure that I have, or the medium azure. This new one is the bright light blue.
Oh, I know that the Lego store down by me has the 1x4 masonry bricks in like light bluish gray, dark bluish gray, medium nougat, and I think they have them all in 1x2s also.
Only color I remember that they're coming with the masonry brick is it's a green color.
The dark green, I have some dark green ones, and I have the olive green one.
It might be, I think it's olive green is the one I remember.
The one that's coming, I know the one that just hit the Lego Pick-a-Brick website is the black ones.
Oh, that's cool.
The black masonry bricks on the website now. And the other new piece that's pretty crazy is the 1x2 curved slope trans-light blue.
I don't know if I've seen that one yet.
That's on the Pick-a-Brick website now. I just ordered 300 of those, and I'm not sure why, but I wanted to get them before everybody else did.
Makes sense.
All right, here's the elements that were released for Pick a Brick in February. There's not another Pick a Brick release going until June.
There's that curved slope right there.
That one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's your masonry you were talking about.
Yeah, the black one.
Yeah.
What is that thing? Energy effect?
Yeah, we've got those in trans orange.
Oh yeah, those little flag
You got
pieces.
those flower things too.
That was in the.
What is that flag?
Just
Is that cloth piece? That cloth
What?
piece right there? The cloth piece, is that from the sail barge?
barge?
No, I'm looking. I believe so, yeah.
That's kind of crazy to add that to the pick a brick.
I know. I bought the order I got in today has 20 of those gargoyles.
Oh, that little
Yeah, they got the gargoyles in it.
dark red one goes for like $2 each on Bricklink. Maybe $4 each. It's something crazy because it comes in the poinsettia, and that's a $200 part out set.
That's insane.
Look at all the light nougat stuff they came out with since they came out with the art set.
All
Those
those.
hearts and like music too.
Where was that?
That's not
yeah,
white
medium-
nougat though, Gene. That's the light tan I told you about.
Medium tan.
Yeah, medium tan. That's what I was telling you. All those are all this that you're showing is all the stuff
Yeah.
that just got put on the Pick-a-Brick.
Yeah,
on,
this is light nougat. That's light nougat. These four are medium tan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the dark green stem pieces too. Jay said I forgot about those. Yeah, there's some pretty killer pieces coming out right now, especially in the pick a brick wall. I'm probably going to stop at one or two stores on the way to North Carolina next week.
If you stop on the way down here, if you can get me any they've been starting to appear again, any 2x4 white tiles,
2x4 white tiles, yeah.
I'll pay you for them.
All right.
I've got I think 4 Pick-a-Brick boxes full, and I've got another one of the 1x4s, but I need a lot more because I got to cover up a lot of space.
I think I have about a gallon-sized bag in my personal collection of each one. Because every time I go to the Lego store, I'm like, oh, I got to get a couple of pick-a-brick boxes because I never come here. And then I did that. Oh, forget what part I already grabbed on the last visit, and I did it like 2 times, and I was just like, well, dang.
That leaf piece that I was showing you, that's what I was doing every time I placed an order from Lego because they're like 4 cents a piece. I was ordering 100 of like every color because I planned on doing like a Felucia style mock where it was just like a bright planet.
Mm-hmm.
So like I was like, well, I need vegetation for it, so I just kept buying and kept buying.
So Richard, go back to that Lightning McQueen mock. I want to see which set that came in.
Jay said all the white tiles for the eventual Hoth mock that all of us will do at some point.
I'll do it.
My first mock that I ever was going to build was going to be a Hoth mock. And this is like, if you go back and watch like the first couple of shows I've had, I talked about this. I literally I had it planned out. I had it how I wanted it. And I went to like the first 4 conventions I went to, everybody had a Hoth mock. So I was like, I'm not doing it. That's what you
zoom
want.
in on it. Yeah, zoom in on the. All right, so it's the small smile. So that one is this one. Came in one set.
Yeah,
that came in the Lightning McQueen speed launcher set.
So it's not something you have? Because remember when we were at the Bricks and Minifigs, I put all those car sets or all the cars vehicles back.
Yeah, we got a bunch of them. We do not have that hood, but there's, like I said, there's 3 different hoods like that.
George said Hoth is overdone. Stick with Coruscant.
Do we have them in
Oh, you know what? We have them
inventory?
We don't have them in inventory. We saved them because we're putting them all together.
I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure we do have the small one. That one?
Nobody.
I'm pretty sure we got
The
that.
bag. Want me to go get it?
Nah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can talk about them. So I don't know if you know Drew or not, but my plan was to basically come up with my own planet for Star Wars. I wanted to be like some colored plant stuff, not quite like Felucia, but I wanted it to be in the time of Order 66. And basically, I was going to have a base on a planet, and the base was going to be a hideout for the Jedi, and it was going to show the Republic gunships and everything coming in and the war starting on this planet. And Drew and a couple other people, Noah from It's Cosmic Bricks was one of them. They were like, dude, the way you build and the size you do, you need to do something like, that nobody's ever done before. Everybody's done a planet and, the battle going on. So I forgot how he came up with it, but Drew told me that he basically wanted me to build the slums of Coruscant. What I want to do is it's pretty much going to be I've got it some of it in studio. I just don't know if it's going to work when it comes to actually building it. That was one of the things why when I was showing you that Duel of the Fates mock, I wanted to figure out how he did it. I want to show, like, of course, the bottom of it is just going to be like base plates being raised up, but I want the buildings to be sticking like they're sticking kind of like really far off the ground, like, high in the sky. And I want the roads and a lot of the stuff to all be elevated and basically have it to where it is the slums of Coruscant. Like, it's just like the shady place to be. Build some shops and stuff that aren't normally like you would find in a Star Wars world. And I still want to do this to where a lot of people really, really love Easter eggs and mocks. And here lately, a lot of people love the scavenger hunts. Yeah. So with me having the clone army like I have, I want to do this being in Order 66. I'm going to show a bunch of the clones going around, like asking people where the Jedi are. I'm going to hide Jedi throughout the mock. I've been buying tons of the just like random Obi-Wan Kenobi torsos and all the Luke Skywalker torsos in white to just kind of like make my own Jedi to where none of this is really like canon. And then there's a couple stuff that people have sent me. I want it to be like not a cyberpunk city, but like I want the neon signs to be there like they are. I had a buddy of mine who bought a very, very expensive custom minifig. He actually bought 2 of them, and he gave me one to make a strip club out of. So I'm going to make a stripper pole and use her as a stripper. I don't know. I've never seen it done before, and I kind of want to do it. So I know that like the Star Wars people are probably going to hate it, but
no, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people would really enjoy it, man. Especially when you have something that hasn't been done like that. I feel like you have more creative liberties for it, and a lot of people are going to respect it no matter how you build it.
Well, I mean, when people say they're building Coruscant, it normally means that they're building the Jedi Temple. That's what I always think of. Like I don't think I've ever seen anybody build like the slums of Coruscant, but also it's going to be weird to. I mean, how do the thing that I've been like battling against is how do I make it look like Coruscant versus it just be a random bunch of buildings.
Will get the vibe if you go with enough, like you can go with a cyberpunk-esque like vibe to it, and it would just look like the slums. And
yeah,
once you throw the Star Wars figures in there, especially the notable ones like clone troopers and stuff, people are going to know it's Coruscant.
And one of the things that I really that I'm going to do is all of the builds I've ever done have been the size of this ping pong table, to where they're just 4 foot deep. They're when this build right now, it's already almost. I think I'm almost at that like 6.5, 7 foot mark, and I'm not even done building like the other half of it.
That's crazy.
I'm going to stop this mock and only do like maybe 4 base plate, because I build on 32 by 32s because it's the way like the transport system that I have is. But I'm only going to build it like 4 deep.
Yeah,
I'm not going to build it the 6 and 7 deep that some of these are, just because I feel like in a lot of it you lose it, and I just want, instead of me worrying about how to build it massive and get it all in there, I want to build it kind of smaller and just show as much detail.
Yeah, that's what you should do on this one, I think, especially with a plant like Coruscant. You could go crazy with the lights and
yeah. Well, I've been buying a lot of Bevan's Bricks sells like the LED tubes. And it's like it's not a tube, but it's like a string.
I know what you're talking about.
I've been using those. I've got a spotlight in the World War II build, and the spotlight is basically used for looking up in the sky to seeing like the planes that are coming through. I'm trying to use it and figure out how I can like channel the light into translucent pieces, to where once it hits the translucent piece, it like projects out.
That'd be cool.
And I want to do a bunch of. I've got so many friends that like custom print stuff. I'm trying to get a bunch of custom signs printed. I've been working with some people on some things, so I'm hoping it comes out good. General Tron says, "Add a guy selling death sticks."
You could build that scene too, like that bar with all the TVs going on and stuff.
The only thing that I want to do that's really just like, I guess, like built that I've seen before. Have you ever been to Disney World?
No.
There's a bar down there called it's like the Olga's Cantina. We went there the past two times we've been in, and I want to build that bar on the inside, because the bar is kind of built like where it has the Mos Eisley Cantina like round shape.
Yeah.
But since this is the slums, I want to do it to where it looks like it's a land speeder shell, and the bar has been built like on the land speeder shell.
Oh, that's a cool idea too.
I've got some ideas for it, and I've been buying. They don't look as like, I guess, adultish as the Lego aliens. I mean the Star Wars aliens, but I've been buying like tons of Lego aliens from like Ninjago. any of the old the Alien Conquest.
Yeah,
has like a head that I can put on another minifigure body.
you should look into the series as well. CMFs. There's
Yeah,
a lot,
I've got those. You talking about the one that came out like last year?
just anything from CMF. There's a lot of like space-looking figs and aliens and stuff in there, and a lot of them look really good when you mix them with mocks.
I bought a bunch of the stuff that came in the Dungeons and Dragons, like especially like the ones that had the robes and the capes and the dress pieces. I bought multiples of all that to make aliens. I'm really trying to like focus on the Battle of the Bulge and not worry about Star Wars because I know how I am, and I'll start messing with this and just say screw the Battle of the Bulge. I won't worry about it anymore. I will say one of the things I've been doing is like. So this is a bag I've been working with, for instance. I go to Bricks and Minifigs, and I don't know if it's a waste of money or not, but I will buy the wheels and tires and some of the stuff they have. I want to use them in the Coruscant mock by showing like different parts of different towers. And I've seen a lot of builds where you take these like
Flip them inside out.
yeah, you flip them inside out and they make like cylinder objects, and then you take and build like a center infrastructure.
Yeah,
Have it to where these are like, I mean, that right there looks like a cauldron almost.
mm-hmm.
So use those and put the tire on the bottom, and now you have a way to connect it to an axle or a stud on depending on the wheel. And then I've been buying like a bunch of the like gear pieces. I've been buying a bunch of the fan pieces. Just different stuff to create like towers and stuff to make it kind of look like a city.
Cool.
Well, Richard, before you spend a whole lot on those wheels and tires, look in our store because I know somebody would make a deal with you to get rid of a bunch.
Well, so far I've only bought this stuff just because I was trying to fill a bag at Bricks and Minifigs. The one come up I will say about Bricks and Minifigs is tank tracks. Yeah, if I go, I buy every single tank track they have. Most of the stores keep them to the side with the wheels and tires, and I'll ask them. I'll go to the back, like, hey, do y'all have a tire box in the back? And they say, yeah. And when they bring it out, I will clear out every tank track I can find.
Why is that? Because you built so many tanks, or?
Well, that I want to be able to start doing movement, and the movement uses the track links, and the track links. I mean, if you can, like, this bag right here was $25. I filled it up with tires, wheels, and I think I got like 600 and something track links. Well, those track links from Lego are 13 cents a piece.
Yeah.
Most Bricklink stores are even a little more expensive than that. So anytime that I can get that amount, I'll do it every time.
Makes sense.
Because I still have to, like, I was joking with a buddy about this the other night. When this Battle of the Bulge, like, mock comes apart, I can't keep all these tanks together. Like, I mean, I might keep, like, one of each style, but I can't have, as of right now, I have 14 Sherman tanks. Wow. I do not need 14 Sherman tanks.
So do you just sell them, or are you going to take them apart?
I've promised, I've got a couple people that I'm giving them to. There's like 4 that are going to people.
Is it your design or someone else's?
Most of the stuff I have with the tanks are all Brickmania designs that I have modified.
Okay.
It's not, I can't say that it's my design because it's really not. But I've started building, like, I'll take, use their instructions, build it in studio, and then I'll start changing things about like the way I want it to look a little different. It just depends on pretty much what I do.
That's cool.
Sir, Loot Waffle said if you bulk purchase, you could ask for a discount. Are you talking about for like Bricks and Minifigs? Gene's discount somehow adds percentages. But it is that time, guys. You got anything you want to say? Shout out. I will say that his link to his Instagram for Mr. Blackwell Bricks is down in the comments. I mean the description. So make sure you go follow him. I'm pretty sure y'all all probably do. You're a pretty popular guy.
I feel like at this point I've kind of become a little well known, at least in the community. But I appreciate you guys having me on the show. If you guys haven't, I do a little bit of everything: build, sell, make content, and my name is Blackwell Bricks Online. So feel free to join my community as well. You guys have been very hospitable hosts, and I appreciate y'all having me.
What about you, Gene? You got anything going on?
Yeah. So Tori has done 2 days of substitute teaching this week. She's got one more on Friday, and she has decided that is it.
For the second
Nice.
No, things have gone so well in the store this year that when she's gone, we suffer in the store. We can't keep up with inventory. We're selling more than we can put in. And you can't grow the business that way. And so after Friday, she is going to be,
At the end of the school year.
oh, that's right. You got one more.
I got a couple more. Yeah.
At the end of this school year, she's done.
Well, that's cool to hear.
That's awesome. I hope to be at that point soon.
Yeah, I'm like, people tell me all the time, like, I'm 35 and I'm ready to retire. I will say that what I have going on is the video. Everybody is asked a lot, like I said earlier, for a long form video. It is about edited. When I end this, I'm actually going to go film the last little bit that I need, and I will be done.
Guys, you got my word.
Do what?
I said I'm gonna hold him to it, guys.
I've been trying to mess with a couple things that make things a little better. I've moved the microphone. I've still got to get a new laptop. I'll talk about that in the video. This laptop just does not hold up anymore. I think that I have I spent like $700 on it 6 years ago, and $100 a year. I can't complain because I've absolutely like murdered this thing. This thing's been to Florida. It's been to Brick Fair 3 times. Like it's lived a good life, but it's time to take it out back and put it down. I'm going to be looking to buy a new one soon, and hopefully that'll make this process a little easier and not be so annoying to edit videos. But I do want to say, like I said, if you don't follow Mr. Caleb, go down there, get his links from all of, I think you have like what, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram.
I do everything.
But follow it all, hit him up, annoy him, like all of his videos. He hates that, and it's really funny. So just like them all. But thanks for watching, everybody. Peace.
Yeah. Clicks and clacks, building blocks, let's begin. Stacks on stacks, with beards we always win. In a world of plastic, our minds spin. Brick by brick, where do we dive in? Brickin' with the beard, we never